Okay, and we're back again. Welcome to Northwest and Chill. I be your
Hey,
creator and host, Big Easy K. I got my other co-host here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
hey, holla at your boy. It's Louis here, guys. Coming with a new episode here. Just foremost, we're happy to start the show off and yeah, let's get this one going.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So I wanted to start off the show talk about how the podcast came to be because it's not a straightforward story like you hear most people like, oh, I wanted to do a podcast, so me and my buddy did it. Like
Yeah.
I had this idea months ago, probably back in October, maybe even
Mhm.
sooner than that. Really pushing the idea of doing it, I should say, because I've had the idea forever, but really pushing it, got a mic, start researching things about it, putting little feelers out for people to join. And then as it got closer and closer, I say about 2 months ago, I was ready to go. I had everything needed to do it. Oh yeah, I'll do it, man. Oh yeah, cool, man. Let me know. Nothing. And then
Well, I'm thinking this now a day and age, so like we were saying, everybody wants to do a podcast. It's so hot now. Everybody wants to do it. Like you said, I'm down. I'm down. Everybody's down to it. When it comes down time, like I even tried to make a podcast with somebody else a few times, and getting it all
exactly.
going is so hard. You came to me with an idea that was laid out, it was structured, it was good, and now we got.
Yeah, exactly. I think the people I was looking into doing it with were not as passionate about it as I was. So it's coming off like it's just me wanting to do it, and they weren't even really putting any input into it. Not sure, we got a little technical difficulties here, but I'm gonna push through. Um, but like I said, the struggle with it is like I think I just had more passion about really wanting to do it than most people. And when they come down to crunch time, they want to do it, but yeah, they want to just be like, "Oh, I'll show up and just talk and leave." They don't want to put any of the effort into researching this or looking up this or being ready to be a part of an engaging conversation. They just want to come and make a hot take. And this ain't a Facebook post. This isn't an Instagram or Twitter,
Yeah.
thing. It's a real live thing here. So that's kind of how the past and the present right now, man, we're actually doing well beyond what I was expecting. We got, I think, over the 25 plus listens. I know people are like, oh, that's not a lot, but dude, we've been heard in France,
Yeah.
Mexico, California, New Mexico, Utah. We've been being heard
Kind of
across the
funny to
country.
see. Well, in other past, when I was looking for a name, what we were gonna do in podcasts I just talked about with other people, we threw around names. Like I said, we wanted to use St. John's, which is the neighborhood we're from in
Mm-hmm.
Northwest. Still, we're kind of hinging on a tendency to do it because it's structured to one geographical location. Where we want to appeal to everybody around the world. So it kind of said it did blow my mind when people in France are listening to us, and because we're going to touch bigger topics than just in the Northwest. That's what we want to let you guys know. So
Yes.
it's not just Northwest, which it is because that's where we're from. But we want to give a fresh take on other things too, which
Yeah, it's more of
is
like
great.
because most of the takes you get from like these people that do podcasts or things like this, California, New York,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, you get those base cities, and they'll do stuff around the world. So it's like their take on it. This is more of the Northwest take, like how we look at things. Some things we'll look at the same way, some we won't. But it's kind of giving a perspective that people out here will
Mm-hmm.
probably relate to a little bit more, maybe not, but also obviously people around the world are relating to. They're
Yeah.
listening,
Hey.
staying tuned. So it's a take that I think is necessary to be talked about.
Everywhere has a beat. Everywhere has its own vibe. Everywhere has its own little style and flavor. And the
Hmm.
Northwest definitely has all those things. And having a
Hmm.
fresh perspective, like I said, there's New York, all these cities that are big. It's 2020, man. We're a big city. Everywhere's a big city.
Yep.
We have an NBA team.
Yep.
We've made it to the finals. You know what I mean? We have a major superstar. Adidas are here. Nike's here. Two of the major shoe corporations in the world.
Yeah.
So we
Number one and number three, arguably, in the world, really.
really, yeah. And Keen. So it's like we
Think we had a breakdown. All right. But we had
Yep.
might have a little shutdown, little confusion, but we're back and don't worry, we're still here. But when I talk about social media, like much appeal you can get and easier it is to kind of jump into these things. Twitter, we were pushing that, just kind of letting people know about it on Twitter. I believe a lot of people on social media just feel like they're newscasters and they're this and they're that, but not really wanting to put in the effort. that really takes. I knew it was going to take some work, but I didn't think it was going to take as much work as I've been putting in. I mean, I've been putting in a lot of extra work along with my regular stuff at home. So we're going to hold up one second. We're going to pause.
Needs to be listened to.
All right. Technical difficulties, Phil. Sorry about that, man. We're still new. We're still getting this thing under control. So bear with us. Guaranteed, every episode will get better. We'll get there. But I wanted to jump right on this social media thing I was talking about. So on social media, there's a little social media coronavirus. Actually, a guy I follow is Screwface John. He's from Nebraska. He's a rapper. He's a YouTuber. I watched some of his YouTube reaction videos, but he made a comment on social, and it had on the lines of wearing a mask, is something that people are doing to help people. And somebody like commented and was like, well, I don't have to do that. Just like I don't have to wear a seatbelt. Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, people on social media just say the wildest things.
It's ignorance battles ignorance type thing.
First off, wearing a mask might help save people. So that actually is a true statement.
Yeah.
Wearing a seatbelt is something the law requires, and it is proven to save lives.
Well, here's the thing about it. I could make that correlation to it's like an MMA glove, right? An MMA glove is to save your knuckle, not your opponent, right? Like a seatbelt, it's meant to save you, not your. Hey, if I'm not wearing my seatbelt when I hit you, that's only gonna hurt me. That ain't gonna save you if I'm wearing my seatbelt. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like it's self-negligence at its finest. And like stupidity battles stupidity in the comments on internet always wins.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to even go further on this stupidity. I'm going to pop up this, hold up a second. I want to gallery view this real quick. And I want to pop up this short little clip of this guy.
Yeah, let's check this one out, huh?
This guy at the Costco here. Let's see if I can get this on here. There we go. See this guy here.
On my 3,000 follower Instagram feed, mostly locals.
Hi everyone, I work for Costco and I'm asking this member to put on a mask because that is our company policy. So either wear the mask.
And I'm not doing it because I woke up in a free country.
Have a great day.
Hell yeah, brother.
So you're going to take this car from me.
Sir, have a great
Full
day.
of stuff.
You are no longer welcome here in our warehouse. You need to leave. Thank you very much.
You put it on, I'll give you my card. Let's put you on my 3,000 follower Instagram.
Wow.
Hi everyone, I work for Costco and I'm asking this member to put on a mask.
Okay, this guy has me dying.
Oh wow, where do we even start, huh?
This guy. So first thing I look at here, I'm going to speak. I'm looking at, yeah, you did wake up in a free country. You're right. But at the same point, this free country as well applies to businesses, and they are allowed to adhere to any policies that they deem necessary. And if wearing a mask is part of that store's policy, you're free to shop somewhere else.
Well, what is it? Grow up, everyone's heard it. No shoes, no shirt, no service, right?
Exactly.
That in actually Safeway, the hippies argue you don't have to wear shoes in there, which I just learned recently, which is beside the point, which is ridiculous. But if I was a shop owner and there was some crazy motherfucker in there, it may be potentially pushing away customers to my place or scaring people or whatever. I'm not going to sit there and let him in there. I have the right to refuse his service. And
exactly.
that's a business owner's right.
Exactly.
First and foremost.
And he's free as a free American, like you said. He can shop somewhere else. He doesn't like their policies. Go shop somewhere else.
No.
That's the whole thing.
He's not shackled and chained by it.
Yeah, you're not required to be a member of Costco, but if they have policies, you have to adhere to them. That's just what it is. Somebody comes to my house, I tell them that they go use the bathroom in the restroom, not on my carpet. Those are rules in my house. I mean,
or even
outlandish
perfect,
with it, you know?
Perfect about the carpet. Most people, you go to their house, sometimes they want you to kick your shoes off the door. I know your dogs are smelling, homeboy, but still, you want to follow the rules, right? You kick your shoes off. That's adhering to the rules. Every American, or you could be like, "Hey, peace, homie," and leave.
Yeah,
you have that right.
Hey, my feet
you have the right.
Doing the freshest today. I might have to go and decline.
Right. And that homie makes the excuse to leave. He's like, I got a hole in my sock, and I got
all kind of excuses. But so to segue out of that, so a guy who deserves some real punishment. You saw that video I sent you about the guy,
Yeah,
the elderly man. Like I'm not even gonna show that.
that
'cause I
was.
just don't.
You know what?
Necessary.
Me,
So let me break down the clip real quick for the people who haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
So basically, you got this young man. I couldn't tell his age. I think he was in his early 20s, maybe 19 or so. Basically, there's an elderly gentleman in the bed, and he's just punching him in the face multiple times, just punching him in the face over and over. Like I said, I won't show this video. It's disgusting. I found it just appalling, to be honest. There seemed to be no reason or rhyme to what he was doing. I'm not sure if he was mentally okay, so I'm not going to make too much judgment on him on that, but I'll definitely tell you it was wrong. He might have been, from some comments I heard, he was a psychiatric patient. Some say he worked there. So I'm not sure. So until I know for sure, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you know, he shouldn't have.
What it looked like to me, I've worked at a assisted living facility before, and I see how it was. It kind of looked like that type of situation. And here's the thing: if the guy who was hitting him was another person in that assisted living facility himself, another person that was a mental patient, who was filming this? Who was letting this happen? Who was the person? It's like turning a blind eye to it. Like, it's just like the guy who is the jogger, Ahmaud Arbery, who got shot.
Yeah.
The guy who recorded it got charged as
Finally,
well for that.
Yeah,
And that's justice that came.
happen.
And that's almost like watching somebody drown and not doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, are you? Well, where are you at in this
Like,
situation?
call somebody, something. Like, I mean, we're not asking you to jump in the water and save
No,
his life,
you're not
but,
a lifeguard, but do your part.
like, it's a quick call. 3 numbers. 3 numbers.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you forget the first or forget the second one, hey, if the third one's right after it, I think you got it.
All right. So I had another story planned. I'm going to go ahead and bypass it because some of the facts were coming in on it, and I don't have them all. There was a jail story, and I want to think that story needs a little more justice time. So we're going to do that on a future episode, I should say.
Could you touch base on it for a week? Because if it's something that might have some funny to it, or is it something that's pretty
no,
serious?
This is pretty serious. It's a serious story, and it basically deals with the how people of color are dealt with in the jail system, and it's really an accurate assumption of this young man. He goes to jail, gets this lawyer. He was like set as the wheelman of some robbery or some kind of crime. Maybe somebody got hurt, and the other people went in. They got less time than this young man because he didn't know his rights. He signed the first thing they gave him. His lawyer was telling him.
Yeah, a lot of people are scared.
Yeah, he's
Public
scared.
defender. What are you gonna do?
I mean, I've read countless stories of these people coming out of jail 10, 20 years later because they were innocent because of this stuff. And that's another thing. That's why I want to bring up. I want to get
like
more
all white jury type something.
It's just more like they weren't even given due process, and they're like, you're 19 years old, and your lawyer's telling you, hey, you got to take this, or they're going to just throw the book at you because they don't know their rights. They don't know
with public defenders as well. These people get paid to serve you, no matter if they win or not. It's their job, so it's like, where are we at?
And I'm talking the county I'm talking about. These guys are so dirty. They literally are having lunch with the judges and the prosecutors, making deals. I'll give you this guy for this guy. You do me this one.
Like Jackie Moon, it's like player, owner, coach.
Totally, and it's. I've seen the ins and outs of this, and like I said, I want to dig up more stuff and give this subject a real deep dive as it really deserves. So,
and I'd love to touch more base on that and the more facts that unravel.
Hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we're going to do that.
We'll have some more stuff to bring you guys. Let's keep this one going, man. I'm having a good time here. It's our
so lighter subjects.
Let's keep this one going, man.
Quarantine's been going. Like, there's a lot of places that like shut down or can't eat. Like,
how the fuck are you holding up? I know you're you are a barbecue champion though. How are you holding up in this quarantine?
So much. I did 3 racks of ribs yesterday. I tried to shoot a video. My phone camera's broken now for some reason. I think I dropped it. But I did 3 racks of ribs yesterday. The day before that, I did 1. I did pork chops the previous day. I've been on my barbecue grill religiously. But I mean, I don't know if I'm compensating for all the food that I'm missing. Like, I haven't had a good pho in a long time. I haven't had.
What the pho?
Bruh. The place I used to get it from, they're not doing anything right now. So I'm like, a lot of these places you can't get the stuff I was getting before.
Well, I don't know. Me with the quarantine, I felt like I've been ordering more Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash, all these things a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it seems like stores and restaurants that didn't provide it before now, that's like everywhere
Oh, yeah.
does
Well, it was already going to
that.
be
You
the
just
wave
getting
of
a
the future.
pizza no more. Yeah.
Yeah, it was already the next wave. I think Corona actually helped push this to happen more. I mean,
Yeah.
small businesses are able to get on this, DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats. There's so many different ones now. You can literally, it's almost free to get delivery. They're getting the delivery charges down, so they can still pay these drivers. I mean, it's getting crazy. And then on top of that, it's still providing income for people who maybe lost their job. Uber Eats, they can get in little job money. So it's helped.
And it's also allowing the small businesses to stay open in a way, because
Exactly.
there's a lot of small businesses that didn't offer this type of service
Mhm.
before, that now is maybe making a resurgence or a strive, just because.
At least it keeps them above water, because they have buildings, some of them bigger than larger. Like they might need to, some of them might be downgrading because their service is going to be
Leases or whatever.
Well,
And
yeah,
do you think the landlords are fucking untightening their chokehold on these people?
I think in my opinion, if I was a landlord, I would have to think about it logically. Now, what am I going to do? Kick all these people out, or
That's your
charge
money.
this?
That's your money next month and the month down the road.
Yeah. So who else? If everybody's going through this, who am I going to get somebody else to rent this out? I already have a tenant in here. Why don't I give him a break? Let him get a chance to get back on his feet, or maybe we'll work out a payment plan so I can at least keep that instead of trying to go through the process of getting a new person.
Well, I think these greedy people they're short term. I'm getting paid by you now. Somebody else will buy.
Yeah, that's the importance of a businessman who makes money in the long term and the man who makes money in the short term. Like, if you want to continue to make your money, working with the businesses that you provide services for is in your best interest.
Yeah, I might cut off again.
There you go. But working with the company is in your best interest. DoorDash, working with Wendy's and McDonald's. That's not just for McDonald's sake. That's for DoorDash's sake too.
Yeah.
They're winning. And the person at home is winning on top of that.
Oh, yeah.
It's been great. But I've been doing a lot of call-in pickup. Like, I went to KFC, I call it in, pull up, hey, I'm here, boom, drop it in I'm like, good. That's what I use. I don't like to sit in drive-thrus if I don't have to, because they've been obviously a little more packed than normal. So I like to call ahead, go pick it up, have it ready for me.
I don't know. I'm an old school. I love to go sit into a restaurant, sit there and eat. But don't get me wrong, at a fast food, you're not gonna see me chill inside of a McDonald's eating. You're not gonna see me inside of a Wendy's eating. That's more of a drive-through. So the side pickup is almost perfect now, to where you could just curbside pick up.
Because I didn't really eat inside Wendy's at is. No. Only time I went inside Wendy's is when the line was too long and I went inside to get it faster so I could go to my car.
But you still wanted the Baconator, so we're still going to go to Wendy's. Not like we're going to go to Wendy's, but who's really going to be in the lobby? The transient trying to take a shower in the bathroom?
That's what I'm saying. Places like Sonic that don't have it inside, they were already, they're set up for that's the perfect kind of setup. Eat in your car. You're doing fast food. What are you sitting down? You get a fork and knife too? You want a bib? Like, just eat your burger and fries in your car on your way home. Just do it like you're supposed to. What else did I have for it? I got a couple more. I got a couple good things here. First, I want to talk about the Steven Jackson thing. I don't know if you heard anything about Steven Jackson. He left his girl at the altar. Apparently she didn't want to sign the prenup.
Oh, shit.
So from the story I read, so I had a clip up, but it was like 35 minutes. And I couldn't find a good zone to stop it. So I'm going to summarize it. Yeah. So I summarized. So basically he said 3-4 months for the wedding, I got the prenup. She was like, oh yeah, no worries. I'm going to sign it. Cool. A month later, he's like brought up like, hey, don't forget that prenup. He's like, oh yeah, they already talked about what was going to be on it. And so she already knew what was on it. Was nothing. This is his story, mind you. This is his side. I don't know what her side is, but this is his side. He said, okay, month before the wedding, same thing, 2 weeks before the wedding. And it's the day of the wedding. Remember, he's still planning the wedding. He said he spent like 400 racks. Wedding's going on.
That's pretty invested into that at this point.
And then on top of this, she fought for this certain pastor to come through. And so at the end, before the wedding, he's like, well, you need to sign this. And apparently she sent the pastor to talk to him and tell him that he believes in God will take care of the marriage and that he don't believe in prenups. He's like, well, no wonder you fought for this pastor.
This pastor, because this pastor is on your side,
yeah,
sweetheart.
So he said, this is the deal. If she doesn't want to sign it, then I need to go on. I've made a lot of money before I met her. Steven Jackson's worth like $25 million. He's a retired basketball player. I don't know what she does, if she's worth any money, but
Steven Jackson was always one of those good guys. I've always liked Steven Jackson.
He
He's been
kept it
around.
real. He's always kept it real. He'll be
He's one
100.
of those guys. He's one of those, everybody walks forward. He doesn't back down. He's an enforcer type dude. He's a good player. He's a journeyman. He's been around.
He had a solid career. He retired, but he still got some money going.
Yeah. I've always liked Steven Jackson. And what it sounds like to me, it sounds like a lot of these young cats, a lot of people his age, you need to take a fucking, little playbook by example, because a lot of these guys go broke too quick. Sounds like he's actually playing a smart role in doing this.
Well, he's retired now, too. He said, I've been through all this. I've seen these guys, this happen to people.
And how many people are going to quick to judge him just from walking away from the altar when you could really think about, hey, he's being a little smart.
And I think that's why he came out with
this. He made for himself.
Exactly. I think that's why he came out with this same thing. Like, hey, this wasn't a spur of the moment. This was something we had planned already. So this was known. She already knew about this. This wasn't. I didn't just bring this up and surprise her with it, So I think that was a big part about it. That it seemed like I guess she was making it seem like he just popped this up on her when that wasn't the case. But if the story is like he says it is, then I'm on his side. But like I said, there's always two sides to a story, and we'll see. But transition to that. So your boy Mike Tyson. Talking about fighting. So there's rumors of him and Evander. But I saw this pop up the other day. I don't know how real this is,
Canon?
One of them fake things, but bruh, they put a tape up. These two guys.
Him and Briggs, yep. Hey, let me give you a little breakdown on this, guys. If you guys have been living under a rock for basically your whole fucking life and you don't know who Iron Mike Tyson is, you probably been hit by him and you forgot your whole existence. Mm-hmm. This man wreaked havoc amongst the heaviest of heavy men in all combat sports for the longest time. He was the scariest individual.
WBC, WBA, IBF. Ruling.
A new generation. Remember the guy who knocked over the fat guy in The Hangover with the tiger? Him. This guy. He is still no fucking joke, okay?
Google it. Dude is out here looking yoked. But, hey, Shannon, the Cannon, wasn't no punk.
Well, I'm going to look at these, though. We'll look at the tail of the tape, right? Looks at the age for once. Mike's got him by that 5 years at that age is a lot. I mean, being 53 to 48, both these guys look phenomenal shape.
True.
And let's look at – and here's another thing. Knockouts. Shannon has more. But I want to show you this, guys. Who was his level of competition?
Yeah, and Shannon also has 10 more fights than him as well. But
that's what I'm saying, level of competition as well. My fights at FCFF aren't nothing like if I was fighting at a Strike Force or a fucking UFC. Mm-hmm. So with that said, Shannon Briggs has obviously faced way lower echelon fighters. But at this level, getting a punch thrown at your face, how low of an echelon fighter really are you?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And at the age they are now, compelling.
It's interesting. And it kind of goes back to when I was talking about the legend status. I'm going to stop this share. The Legend League with the UFC, having guys a little bit older who can still go, but fight guys on their own age level. They could do this for boxing as well. I mean, this could be – I mean, they don't need to fight 3 times a year. Maybe once a year, get 12 of those guys, one fight a year.
Fight guys like that. Or like here's a perfect example. Skateboarding does this. They have something called the Masters Series or the Legend Series, which they have like Steve Caballero, Chris Miller, Lance Mountain.
Yeah, those guys that go, but they can't go with the other guy. Yeah,
but they're not. There's 12-year-olds doing 1080s now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, So
but there's still a class of competition for them. It's like golf has the senior tour because those guys can still play. They just can't play on the regular tour.
That's why I love Bellator, like you're saying, with fights. They still put on dream fights or good fights. Like they had who do they still have fight over there? Fedor, the Last Emperor. They have guys like that still fighting over there, and they have just people that you want to see. I don't want to say past their prime, but they're still able to put on exciting fights.
Exactly.
But they're not fighting, like a dude who's top, like a Gaethje or a hungry Volkanovski or one of those up-and-comer dudes who are just gonna. It's just no competition almost.
No. But so staying on the combat sports thing, so Deontay Wilder was asked to step aside so Gypsy King could go ahead and face Joshua. Deontay Wilder said, "I'll take $10 million to step aside." Now, what that says to me is I don't want to step aside.
No.
But if I have to, you're going to pay me to do that because this is – and Gypsy King rightly said, I'll just beat you again. I'm not going to pay you, which is what Deontay wanted anyway. He didn't want to be passed up. He wanted to get his run back. Let's go.
Well,
the winner of that can face Joshua.
It's tough when you get knocked out like that. When the fight's so decisive, it's almost hard for an argument. And that fight was pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah. He laid on that man. He knew exactly what he needed to do. He changed his whole game plan from the last fight. And that's what hopefully Deontay does because he can't come out and fight the same way he's been fighting. I'm not saying the dude can't win. I think he has a very good shot of winning. He's got a right hand that is ridiculous. He's got reach that's ridiculous. He just needs a different strategy. He cannot use his just pure athleticism because Gypsy King would proven that I will wear your legs out. I'm going to lay on you. I'm going to hit you.
Gypsy King's so slick. He's so
great.
smooth.
That was a scientific breakdown of a person in a boxing ring. A man who last fight, it was very close, much closer. I mean, there were some knockdowns that Deontay had, but this fight was not even the same fight. Deontay couldn't fight his weapons. He couldn't use his weapons that he usually does.
That's why I always like these things. Because you say the first fight and the second fight, it's always different. You rarely see two fights that go the same way. Unless it's a super dominant fighter like a Khabib or a GSP, the guys that can super nullify a guy down and perfectly execute their dominance. But even Jones he had a hard time with Gustafsson. Remember John Jones?
Yeah.
Then when he fought him again, he walked in the park to him. It was a totally different fight. Mm-hmm. Fighters grow, and you could have an off night. Two fights are rarely the same. Yeah. So,
and on the flip side of that, Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin the first time.
Oh.
And then the second time, he washed him both times. Like
he killed him. But I think the first fight they had, I believe it was a tie. It ended in a tie. Just look at that.
Oh, we're talking about Gypsy King and Deontay Wilder.
Yes.
Okay.
And then so they fought again, and he knocked him out. So I don't really want to see the third one. I want to see Joshua.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to see Joshua.
I've been wanting to see Joshua, but Joshua got knocked out because he was
by Ruiz.
He was playing, but I still think people sleep on Ruiz. He can fight.
Didn't he come back and beat Ruiz though?
Yeah, he beat him. He got his title. Yeah, he got it back.
So he has his title back, right?
Yeah. So at the same point, so if he got a chance to go back and get his get back, Deontay should also get the chance to go get his get back after losing. I'm just saying that's only fair.
Or
the draw doesn't really count as a fight. I mean, it does, but it was a draw. So
it was a draw for both of them because it was a title unification. It was a unification, right?
Yeah. So it's a wash on that one
because he left with both belts.
Yeah. So.
Which I like, which I love by boxing, by the way. That's why I wish old school, like a Pride versus a UFC. I'm taking home both belts. Like
belts.
I'm fighting anybody. Bring them all. Like so, I want to fight them all.
Yeah, I want to get back, win, lose, or draw. But then I want the winner to fight Joshua.
But here's the thing about a get back. Everybody deserves a get back too, but if it's compelling, there's a lot of guys who got a straight get back. But then there's guys who didn't. Like, I'll say, look at a guy like Max Holloway. He's been dominant. He lost to Volkanovski. They're not sure about who's going to get Volkanovski next. They're not even sure about giving Max a shot right away again. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on here, guys?
Well,
a dominant champion. So I don't know if that grants you enough of a rematch right away.
Yes, and no, I agree with you. But boxing is a little bit different too because of the stars they have and the contracts. Because his contract says I get a rematch if I lose.
True. So then he's banking on a guaranteed money. So then his argument for that money is more valid than not.
That's exactly. So regardless, if I lose the next fight, I'm going to make a ton of money off of losing that fight than I would be stepping aside for $2 million. So I'd rather lose and make 10, 15 million.
Yeah.
Because they offered him $2 million. They offered him $2 million to step aside.
Step aside? Oh.
$2 million?
No.
He said 10. And I was like, okay.
Hey,
I can see his point.
Here's the thing.
See his point.
He is a draw. How much money? He would make more than that if they did have the fight.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. You're not even fighting. And you're still making money. But you have a contract. I want my contract honored and a little more, singing a little higher, sweeter than the tune of $2 million, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds about accurate to me.
For the former heavyweight champion, he's on his first loss. Like, he's going to draw more than $2 million. That's just guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Sweet ass is going to draw way more than that.
So
And then the rematch after that from see how hungry he is. Because I don't want to say it is like this. I'm Hispanic. I grew up. I grew up. Everybody, I'd go to the Hispanics' house. They rooted for only the Hispanic, no matter who it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
I don't want to say it's culturally divided, but it kind of is. Go over to my black homie's house. They're rooting for Floyd. They don't give a fuck who he's fighting. It's just you kind of take pride in your own almost. I don't want to say
boxing
it's
has always been like that.
it's old school in to say, and it's
Mhm.
always been like that. I don't want to say it's segregation because hey, I love people of all. I
Bro,
love fighters of all
This
race,
goes back to Rocky.
and this is how it's been. And I don't want to say it's bad because the segregation of it, but the roots are there, and I'm not going to augment them because it's not
makes
bad.
it engaging.
It
and
makes
when
it engaging, and if you want to root for your own guy, it's combat fucking sport.
you're engaged in it, betting or not, you're like, oh man, like
So
remember the excitement of a Rocky movie. Rocky
Yeah,
fighting.
the Russian, he had all the Russians
dude,
behind him, and all the
bro.
Americans. It's
Remember
like
before that fight was like Rocky American going to Russia. So like first I'm like, oh, the Americans going to Russia to fight. You're getting amped. Like what? And he's got all this technology and he's getting bigger and stronger. And like, but I want my
even
guy.
him versus Apollo Creed.
Yes.
You know what I
Clubber
mean? Like-
Lang. Remember Clubber Lang beat the brakes off him. Then he got his
Yeah,
get back. Then he had to get his get back.
he did. He did.
Yeah.
Well,
So
but where I was first getting at though with it was where it's culturally divided in a sense where it's like we have to look at it to where that draw is going to be huge because there's a lot
Oh.
of there's a big community behind the Gypsy King. There's a
Yeah.
big community behind your boy Wilder. So,
and Joshua, don't leave him out. He's got a
Oh.
big phone behind him.
but for Wilder to step aside to actually have that fight with the community behind both those guys, they would stand to make way more upward than the tune of
Well,
$2 million.
I got an idea. How about we just let Joshua and Wilder fight, and the winner of that can go fight the Gypsy King?
Settled.
Let's just
It's
do
settled. Did you just settle it?
that. I think I did. I think that's a wrap. I think we just fixed boxing.
Don,
there
the key, Don K.
we go. Boom.
Jeez, Don K.
Don
huh?
Easy K here.
Jeez.
The fights that people want to see. But no,
No,
I
but-
think that way
yeah.
will settle it for everybody. He can step aside from his rematch. He'd be like, I'll just get this, get my payday. He'll say beat the brakes off of Joshua, which I think will be a good fight for both of them. And then go back and fight Gypsy King, or
And-
other way around. But either way, you get two compelling fights.
Well, but here, what? And then here, but how about this? It's a matchmaker. If you're gonna play matchmaker, here, let me get a chance too. How about we have Gypsy King balloon up again, and then we have a fight Ruiz, and on the undercard,
Let's have
you know,
another
like,
card. Same card.
and then Roy Nelson could be like the ref or something like that.
Oh, now we're getting crazy. Roy Nelson, big
Go around fun.
country.
He's just he's like a guy that's overweight and doesn't look like he'd be athletic, but he always comes through and kicks some ass.
Oh yeah, dude. I remember he was on Tough because he was already a vet by the time he was in Tough.
Let's move on into the next UFC fights that are coming up.
So yeah, that's my
Since
next
this
thing. Is
quarantine kind of fucked the whole schedule up. We
So
still got some
it's
shit going on.
the 30th, right? I believe
I
it's
believe so.
Tyrone Woodley. Wait, is it the 30th? Let me double check my times here. I want to make sure I got that right. I believe UFC is on May 30th. So I pull out my handy dandy know-it-all system here.
Yeah, right. You like how awesome this is? We can just have everything at our fingertips again.
Oh man, remember the days of remembering phone numbers?
In my younger days, I used to,
Don't make me
right?
do that no more. Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's going to be good. We got this mixed martial arts to keep us going in this pandemic season, guys, which is amazing. We've been missing sports again, and
There's
I'm
talk of them coming
thankful
back.
for this to keep going.
Okay, so here we go. Here's the card we got for the next year. Is this a fight night?
I believe so.
Oh, it's on ESPN. Oh yeah, fight night. Woodley and Burns. Okay. So we got the women's strawweight, we got Mackenzie Dern versus Hannah Cyphers.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay, that sounds like a good fight right
I think
there.
that's I've seen Cyphers, not seen Mackenzie. Roosevelt Roberts versus Brock Weaver.
Ooh,
Okay.
Roosevelt
Lightweight?
Roberts. He's another one of those good guys. He's from the Contender Series. He's
that's
good.
what I seen. Yeah.
Roosevelt Roberts from the Contender Series. He's on the come up. He's really really good, man. And I'm looking forward to seeing him. These up and comer guys, like it's like a version of the Tough, but you don't have to see the bullshit in the house. You get to see the fights, which is
See,
cool.
that's the best
I
part
love
of
the
it.
Contender Series, and good guys coming from it, like Sean O'Malley, Chase Hooper. Those they kind of look like each other. I don't know those both
Yeah.
young cats. They're good,
Same person.
but it's like yeah, same dude. almost. But when I was tattooed, but even one more, Mackenzie Dern versus Hannah Cifers. That fight sounds like a fucking barn burner.
I like
Mackenzie
that.
Dern, she always misses weight, but she always gets a win. I like. What the fuck is going on with that?
All right,
Right.
so then welterweight, we got Kevin Holland, Daniel Rodriguez.
All right. See these two up and comers. See, we
Up-and-comers,
need
yeah.
fights like this. They need
Oh.
opportunity to get some UFC wins.
Co-main event, who is this? Augusto Sakai and
Sakai, yeah.
Ivanov. Butchering these Russian names here.
Here's the thing. I love this because how, I don't know, as Americans, it's hard. Like, it's like reading hockey jerseys. Sometimes I feel like I'm reading the back of a hockey jersey trying to get this guy's name out.
Yeah,
So I'm like,
Blagoy Ivanov.
oh, Ivanov.
Yeah.
Ivanov. There you go.
But yeah, that I haven't seen that guy. But Tyron Woodley and Gilbert Burns is the main event.
That's going to be a good one. I like that
I
one.
like that. I like that fight.
Gilbert Burns is coming off. He's on a hot streak. I think that guy's on a 5-fight win streak right now, and he's number 8 in the division. He's red hot right now, so he's a perfect matchup. You see this, and it seems kind of weird because Tyron Woodley's the former champion, right?
Yeah,
But this division has been flipped on its head. These up and coming guys are right there in the mix. So,
well, he just lost his last
Gilbert
fight. No, Woodley.
oh well, that's what I'm saying. But he's the former champion.
Yeah.
Well,
So this is
click-
a good fight for I got
Look
you.
at Burns, bro. I believe Burns on a 5-fight win streak, and the man is looking good. So, and they come from similar backgrounds. They're both good Division I wrestlers, I believe. They're both come from that good collegiate wrestling background that are explosive, that can strike, and they have similar styles. But I think that Woodley has the problem solving. You know what I mean?
Yep. And then 250 is on June 6th. Nunez versus Spencer. That's the
Yeah, that's gonna be good, man. Felicia Spencer brings it. Felicia Spencer's no joke. These women, I don't know, Dana White, there'll never be a woman in the UFC.
bruh. Now they're freaking driving UFC, bro. I mean, obviously you got to give it up to Ronda Rousey for being on the forefront of that and really pushing that forward, being a dominant champion she was. People can say what they want about her, how she lost and how she's doing whatever now, but she was one of the ones that really got that division some recognition on a different level.
Carano was there. She was doing it. And then it went
yes.
kind of passed the torch, and Rousey just took it to another stratosphere.
Yeah.
It brought things because I remember like my best friend Jake, like his awesome girlfriend Jen. She's cool. She loves fights, stuff like that. But she's like more of a casual fan.
Mm-hmm.
But when Ronda Rousey was there, she was pumped. She was right at the show with us,
Yeah.
and that shows the show what it transcended to, what she brought it to. So I don't know, man. Women's fights. I think one of the best fights I've seen this year was Michelle Watterson versus Joanna Champion. That literally was one of the best fights I've ever seen in my entire life.
Period. Not women's. That was crazy.
You don't like in skateboarding. There's people who have good like backside airs. Like what is it? I quoted like Andrew Reynolds said one time. He's like, Nora Vasconcelos has one of the best backside airs. Not for a woman, just out of all backside airs.
Yeah.
And it's like that. It makes sense. You see her do a backside air, you're like, oh fuck.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dudes want to do it like that. Anybody wants to fight like that. You know what I mean? Shit.
All right. But yeah, dude, we could talk combat sports for a while. So with that said, I'm gonna just sum up and go a little sneak peeks at what's coming before we wrap up. I got a little TV thing I want to do, but we're definitely here in the future. Hopefully, starting next month, we're gonna be doing obviously 4 shows a week. And we're going to be doing 2 to 4 specials a month. There'll be Northwestern Chill MMA special, Northwestern Chill Hood Talk special, where I'm going to talk to a couple of people about some basically things going on in the community, hood wise. And I'll be more clear later. Just kind of little, like I said, sneak peeks. But MMA talk. We got some things coming that's going to be exclusive to the YouTube channel coming
Perfect
soon.
way to segue that to the YouTube channel because all this exclusive content and stuff that we're going to have is going to be the funny things that you're going to see. Like we talk about MMA, we talk about these pressing topics, but we also like to indulge in those things, or we want to bring to you and see that we are actually trying to understand and learn about what we're actually doing, what we're talking about. We're not just talking about it. We're doing it too.
I want to YouTube. I want to put things exclusive that don't translate as well to audio. You know, do some actual demonstration. Go out and see some things locally and try some things. Obviously, we can't do too much with the quarantine type of situation. But there's still things we can go out and do. There's still stuff I have planned that I'm not going to reveal yet. But we got a long way to go. We got a big map and plan to do. This Northwest and Chill is just the trunk and the roots of this whole thing. We got branches going to be leading in all kind of directions. So.
And just to come full circle almost, we're going to kind of finish this one up a little bit with kind of tell us who we are, where we came from, why we wanted to do this. And saying, like I said, the full circle part is I was really pumped to get on this. I've been trying to do this myself and get on a podcast and make it. And it's been so hard and so hard to do all that stuff. And coming full circle and coming together and doing this, giving us both the chance to bring this together, will give us a bigger platform to do more of the stuff that we do. It
hasn't been easy. Trust me. I mean, us trying to come together is, it's great. We love it. I love doing it. Like I said, it's been a struggle for me, but, kind of coordinate times for us to kind of go over the show. We both have families. Obviously we're not seeing each other because, things going on. We live in different parts of the Northwest. But, trying to come together and get things together. But we're able to send a little bit here, send a little bit there, and we'll bring a show together. So, like I said, the shows will get more
fresh perspective from us, like
precise.
You have a lot of different certain expertises, and I do like.
Oh yeah, and that's why I wanted somebody who had a little different perspective, but still was Northwest. Didn't come with the same exact. Obviously, we're gonna be similar on a lot of different things, but also I wanted to have somebody like you're very expertise in MMA. I love MMA. I'm more than a casual fan, but I'm not a super in depth. I know everything.
Well, these things like this, like from like a little background of that, I'm a former competitor in mixed martial arts. I've competed at multiple weights in kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, and multiple different combat sports, stand-up comedy. I've done these both things, played in bands, like things like that. So these things are just like I know how hard it is to get everything like this coming together, and it's so
making it work.
It's gonna get better, and the more we get rounded up, it's just gonna get better. Yeah, I like that.
And like I said, watch out for the specials coming. Check out the YouTube channel, Northwest and Chill. Just get on YouTube, search it up. There's a couple of clips there now. I'll be flooding it with the weeks to come with more and more information, more clips of us telling you what's coming. But with that said, I'm going to jump into this next week. We're going to do a TV bracket, greatest TV show of all time. And I separated these shows in 4 categories: comedy, game show.
I haven't even seen this yet, so here, it's new to me too. Here,
so
I'll let you wait. Let's start this. I like this.
Game show reality is one, and then the other one is animated, and the last one is drama. So right now I have almost 64. So this week I'm gonna tell you all the different ones, and through the week, me and you, we're gonna put some polls up on Instagram or Twitter and try to figure out what shows people wanted us to take out of the poll, and if some they want us to add into the poll. All right. And
so we're gonna start. Brackets are always fun. These things are amazing, and I think now more than ever, people are either finding new shows, resurfacing, finding old shows, and I think in general, people are watching more TV than they have with time on their hands out. So
and that's why I did more brackets. More.
It's in the quarantine.
I want to do multiple animated drama. I want to do just more than just comedy. I want to do shows. So for the comedy shows, here we go: Family Matters, Seinfeld,
classic,
Park and Rec, Fresh Prince, Key and Peele, In Living Color, Living Single, Curb Your Enthusiasm, The Office, Study in Philadelphia.
How are we gonna eliminate
Arrested Development?
Where's Workaholics? Workaholics has to be.
Workaholics is Arrested Development and Workaholics.
Oh,
SNL,
Community,
Chappelle Show.
Oh shit, Community.
Married with Children. Martin.
Damn. And so we're supposed to eliminate something off that?
No, well, how about this? We just start. We'll just go right now. The first matchup: Family Matters versus Seinfeld.
Family Matters to me.
Okay. Unfortunately, I got to go the other way. I have to go Seinfeld.
Well, you see, you threw Curb Your Enthusiasm in there, so I figured I could eliminate Seinfeld and I still have my Larry David sticks in there.
I know, and that's gonna be tough.
I like that one better for some reason.
Okay, here we go. Park and Rec, Fresh Prince. Tough. That's tough.
I'm gonna go with Parks and Rec, man.
I hate to do it, but I have to go. Oh,
isn't it hard to do it?
It's hard.
It hurts. I had to cut Will off like that. Are you doing it too?
Oh man, I'm gonna have to do it. I gotta No, I gotta go. I gotta go with Fresh Prince.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely. I
All right.
want Park and Rec is so good,
It's so.
but Fresh Prince has so many memories. Uncle Phil.
Remember when he cried with Uncle Phil?
Come on, man.
That's
Come on.
actually. I say cue that clip up.
All the times that Jazz got thrown out.
Oh, and they say it was the lifeless dummy. But Parks and Rec is just so good. It's so rich, and it's so
Here we go. Living
Oh.
Single, Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's easy for me.
curb.
Love Living Single. Great show. It was the actual basis that they created Friends off of. But Curb Your Enthusiasm all the way. Okay. Office, Sunny in Philadelphia.
Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, me too. I love
I
the
already
Office.
got my. I already got my office fix from Parks and Rec, which I like better. Same moniker.
Arrested Development.
I love that. Fuck. this is gonna be tough.
Workaholics.
Oh, this is tough. This is tough. This is tough. Workaholics. Type butthole. I'm going type butthole on this one.
I'll agree with you on that one. Yep, we'll go
Alright.
that. SNL, Chappelle Show.
Chappelle Show.
Yeah,
all
I got
day.
Chappelle Show.
I can't. I
Just
like it.
because Chappelle Show was shorter, but it was funnier in that time frame. SNL is like you got to find like a couple of good
Look,
seasons. Like
I will pump you up, but then I'm Rick James, bitch. I would rather recite Chappelle Show shit till my grave. I would
there's
not.
only
You know, it's
one
better.
episode of SNL that I can think of. Well, there's a couple that I love, but right now that's like quotable, and that's Cowbell.
Or Cowboy. Oh, there's so many good ones, but
But if you took that and I go to Chappelle Show, how many quotables I got from there? Rick James episode alone, there's
you
so
can
many.
make a whole podcast on the
Black.
Chappelle Show.
Wait, remember the Black Real World?
Oh my! And the Mad Real
Mad
World.
Real World. That's what it was. Come on,
My favorite was the time when the player haters went back in
Player
time.
Haters
to hate.
Ball.
Remember the guys on the player hater ball
Yes.
is called the time haters.
Went
They
back
went back and hated.
shot the slave master.
Yeah. Oh, I can watch that forever.
Married with
So,
Children
it's so good.
and Martin.
Married with Children, man. I grew up on that. It was.
Okay,
I
so-
grew up watching WWF Raw. Got over at 11.
Yeah. So
Right after.
well, like I said, these are going to be tough, and we're going to have.
I don't even want to make second round. See, here's the scary part. How a bracket works, guys. See, we basically had to kill our first kid. We had to kill our least favorite kid.
Bruh.
We just basically killed our first favorite kid. So now we're stuck with killing our favorite kid and our other favorite kid we just adopted somehow.
Bro, it's so much. But so next week, I'm going to put that in the bracket. We're going to be able to have it up on screen. Like I said, throughout this week, I'm going to put some polls up. I want Lou to put up some polls. We're going to find out shows that they want us to take out of this poll, maybe shows they want us to add in.
Actually, I think we should just do what we did. We should just do straight up verse and make a straight up bracket elimination system. That was
No, I'm talking about as far as the bracket. Like if there's shows they want us to take out of the bracket, that add into the bracket, so we can have a real like if there's shows. Like,
I'm just scared for second round, man. I was like, man, who am I gonna kill? Oh man,
that was only the comedy section. Remember, we have drama. 24 versus
Are you
the
terrified?
Blacklist.
I'm fucking terrified right now, guys.
Prison Break versus Breaking Bad. The Wire versus Law and Order. Lost versus Ozark.
Oh
Versus
shit.
The Shield. I mean,
Okay. Then we're gonna do once these are all comprised. We're gonna do the comedy champion versus this champion versus, and then
Yes.
it's gonna be whatever's gonna be the best thing ever. And if it's chitty chitty bang bangs, unsubscribe now. Hope it's not even on the list. That's not even on the list.
Game show reality. Price is Right versus Supermarket Sweep.
Oh
We got
shit.
Blind Date versus Next.
Hey, wait, stop. We can here. Let's play this game. Let's play this. This is fun. Let's play this.
All right. All right.
play
So
this one.
Price is Right versus Supermarket Sweep.
Oh,
I gotta go
fuck.
Price is Right. all day. I got to. Bob Barker with the
Yep,
spin mic.
yep. You're right.
Blind Date versus Next.
Next. I still say next.
Bro,
But Blind Date was
that was
tight.
hilarious.
But next, I
Remember
still
one
say
episode, a dude she came off the bus and he said next before she even walked up to him.
that. Like, I'd at least let the bitch's foot hit the ground. Come on.
Gut versus Double Dare.
Oh, Global Guts, man.
Double Dare.
Double Dare.
Awesome.
Mark Summers, right?
Yeah.
Mark Summers, the man. Yeah, I like Double Dare too, but Global Guts, I always wanted to be on that show.
Family Feud versus Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune, I still watch that shit, man.
Yeah, I agree. Real World versus Road Rules.
Real World.
Real World all the way.
Nobody gives a fuck about Road Rules.
I don't think anybody liked that show. It was trash.
That shit was whack.
It was Real World on Wheels. Who cares about that? I don't want to go nowhere.
Oh, in a Winnebago? Man,
Yeah.
you better stay at the house and get drunk. And one of your
Alright.
bitches better get
Who
naked.
wants to be a millionaire? In
Ooh.
Jeopardy. Jeopardy.
Jeopardy, because I was about to make a Jeopardy quote, but I didn't want it to sound horrible.
What
This is about
is
to sound
Jeopardy?
real bad.
That is the answer. Survivor
That was good.
versus Amazing Race.
I would take Survivor because it was actually one of the first original. It was one of the first original like reality shows, other than the Real World Road Rules. Survivor, it was the $1 million and that one. Richard Hatch won, and Survivor, it's classic,
Only
man.
reason I take Survivor for me is Amazing Race didn't seem very real. Like
No, Amazing Race is super fake.
like it just
As
seems
real as Bear Grylls.
they're really racing down in taxi cabs. They're really trying to race for flights. They're almost on the same flight, dude. Like, what is really happening here? Like, it wasn't unless it was like a foot race at the end of it to like win. It didn't really.
Yeah,
was
I'd rather
cool, the
watch
places they
I'd
went
rather
to.
watch Rat Race again.
They went to the cool places. That was cool, but that was it. All right, Deal or No Deal versus Cash Cab.
Cash Cab.
Cash Cab all the way.
One of my homies, I guess she said she was on Cash Cab. Her episode's about to come on soon. Hopefully, I'll show her a shout out on that because I've never known anybody on Cash Cab. That's lit.
All right. So wait, we're just going over these. Like I said, I'm having bracket all updated next week. Where I'll be doing, but I want to get these shows out there so everybody can hear them and give us your opinions on which one should stay and go. So X-Men, this is animated category. X-Men versus Doug.
Doug wins for me.
Dude, X-Men. Man, serious.
Oh.
He was Wolverine was like he cut the top off of freaking his car like the first episode.
Doug, man, how could you go wrong with Doug, man? He was balding in like 6th grade. You know he's stressed.
What was he like, Quail Man or Ostrich
Oh,
Boy?
Quail Man, you got it. Come on, don't act like you don't know.
All right, Bob's Burgers versus Boondocks.
Boondocks all day. That's probably one of my favorite shows.
I love Bob Burgers too. I love Bob Burgers.
Oh, Bob Burgers is great.
Great,
man.
great show. All right,
John Benjamin.
Speaking of Bob's Burgers, Archer versus Family Guy.
Family Guy all day. I said John Benjamin's dope. You can't beat Family. It's like almost if at the end it's like Family Guy versus Simpsons.
Well,
versus,
next one, Simpsons versus South Park.
Well, that's kind of hard that you said that because I think that should be in the last 4 battle. Simpsons, South Park. Then I guess Simpsons. You can't.
Yeah.
Simpsons is. You can't beat Simpsons.
All right, One Piece versus Ren and Stimpy.
What was it?
One Piece. It's an anime. You might not have watched it.
I've never seen it, so I got to go Ren and Stimpy.
I'm going One Piece. All right. What is this? Rick and Morty versus Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh, Rick and Morty.
Rick
No,
and
actually, Rick and
Dragon
Morty.
Ball was tight. The original was cool, but
Yeah,
Rick and Morty's dope. All right. What is this? Wait, what is this? Oh, SpongeBob
Ooh.
versus what is this? American Dad.
American Dad.
Yeah, I like SpongeBob, but
I got a dark horse for you that's probably not on the list.
what is it?
Throw it on left field. What about Batman the Animated Series versus Gargoyles?
Bro, that is right here. Batman the Animated Series is the next one on here.
I can feel it. This is why we do the podcast together because I can almost feel it coming next.
Yeah. That was it. Batman the Animated Series. And he doesn't have an opponent. That's the thing. I didn't have another show for it.
Gargoyles, let's say Street Sharks, let's say what's the other good one?
Both of those shows, it's animated. Batman wins.
Rocket Power.
Batman wins. Batman.
Hey Arnold.
Hey, we'll figure one out over the week. Okay, last one is, and this one's gonna need a lot of replacements. A lot of these shows in here, I think, are kind of trash. So Nip Tuck versus Game of Thrones.
I never watch either of these shows because I didn't watch
Game
plastic
of Thrones.
surgery, and
Nip Tuck
everybody
was a dope
watched
show.
Game of Thrones. It's like when
trash.
everybody stands in line for the new Walkmans coming out,
Trash.
and you don't really want to stand in line for the new Walkman. You'd rather maybe get it
trash.
this week, or maybe exactly. I'm not gonna fucking wait in line.
So
I'm not watching Game of Thrones.
Both of those might be leaving the survey.
We just lost a lot of viewers. We didn't give a fuck if winter was coming. No,
Don't care.
Didn't care. Still,
Corona is coming. That's what's coming.
the Corona is coming. You
All
gotta
right,
get that
24
sanitizer
versus the Blacklist.
out. 24, man. 24.
Blacklist all day. Blacklist
I like
is a great show.
24 was cool.
Prison Break versus Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, man. Walter White.
Prison Break. The Wire versus Law and Order.
Schofield?
Schofield.
Remember that tattoo on his body? That was pretty lit, though. That's
Bro.
like the jail cells or the map of the jail.
Only thing
tattoo on his
trash
body.
about it, season 2, he had to wear long sleeve shirts the whole show because of the tattoo. Because he was wearing these freaking running in the summertime.
It's like they didn't write it after a first season, but it worked so well they had to sign it on again. They're like, damn.
Yeah, then he eventually
See that happening.
He had some special surgery to get it removed, but he had to wear long sleeves because they weren't going to redo that tattoo every time. No, so he had to wear freaking long sleeves down to his wrist every episode. All right. Oh shit! Walking Dead versus House.
Man, you know what? Here's the thing. I never was the biggest Walking Dead fan because I love zombies. But I like The Walking Dead too. But a lot of the episodes, you wouldn't really see that many zombie encounters to be at a big, exciting fight. I want to see like a horde, a big fight, an action. I don't want to shit on storytelling because it was a great story too. But I want more action in my zombie movies, I think. But so I picked the other one.
House.
Yeah,
I pick House too. I love House.
House is cool.
All right, X-Files, excuse me, versus The Shield.
X-Files always been fuck Vic Mackey, man.
That was a good show.
Beady ass
It was a good show though, but I'm going with The Shield. So Lost, and Ozark. Have you seen Ozark yet?
Jason Bateman's one of my favorites. I haven't seen all of Ozark, but I've seen some things. It looks pretty damn cool, but I'd have to go. I really haven't seen enough of the other one either, but I'll probably say Ozark because I've seen more of it. It's pretty dope, but like I said, I haven't seen much of it. But
Lost is trash.
I've never won.
Lost is also probably coming off this list too.
Lost seemed like one of those things. Look at this. That was on it was really popular, and they didn't think it was going to be on longer than it should have been, and it just kept getting dragged on and dragged on. It's like
they didn't think past the first season when they were
just like whether they had Schofield wearing fucking long sleeves the rest of the fucking show. I like it though. Are we gonna start writing or what?
But yeah. So those are some of the shows that we got planned for the bracket. Like I said, 64 show bracket separated into 4 different categories. We're gonna crown a champion. What I want to do is hopefully we get somebody. I want to get a third person on the show. We got to have a decisive 2-1. We can't have us 1-1. If I pick a show and you pick a different show, it won't work.
Well, here's the thing. How about we release with a social media platform, like you said, we can release different polls and different things, and that's cool. It's funny that we go opposite, but let's let the viewers, let's let the listeners decide.
So let's do that. That's what we'll do this week. We'll start releasing once we get the final shows in. We'll start releasing the matchups. And whichever one wins in the matchup on social media, that will be the audience pick. And then we'll go, and whichever one wins. So that's what we'll do. Next week, it's going to be, the first one. I'll send out the brackets through social. You'll do them. I'll do them. We'll get the highest percentage wins. If it's 1 and 2, they win. Doesn't matter.
And, guys, the best part about it being Wednesday is, you wake up, everyone says it's hump day. Everyone's pumped for Wednesday. I'm pumped. I'm still Frank Duxon right now. I'm still furloughing. I finally got my first unemployment check dated back to 4/18, which sounds kind of fucked up. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, been waiting for that, which kind of sucks. But hey, we're still floating. We're still making it happen.
Yep.
So good, guys.
But yeah, so with that said, we said that we'll put it all there. So my Instagram, the Big Easy K with a Z in the easy. Twitter, Big Easy K. So look for those. Come find me. You can do the polls on there. Shout out a message. Say you heard the podcast.
Hey, mine's my Instagram is Lumans, LOU_MAN with a Z at the end of it. Lumans, and yeah, I'm just doing the Instagram thing. I'll probably make a Twitter soon. Probably try to keep the same handle. It's hard to keep the same handle, but
like I said, mine is Big Easy K at Twitter and the Big Easy K at Instagram because I couldn't.
And I have Luman420 on Snapchat too, so I've been doing a lot of Snapchat, guys.
Snapchat. So yeah, we're gonna put these polls out. We'll see who wins. We're gonna get this thing together. We're gonna have a fun time with these TV shows. But with that said, Northwest and Chill every Wednesday. Come and find us. We're on Spotify, Deezer, Podchaser, Pod Addict. Soon to be on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify, like I said. You can also go to our website, Northwest and Chill. It's nwandchill.buzzsprout.com. You can find
Yeah,
our feed right there.
be posting all the links on, like I said, all my social medias. Like, I'm trying to cover all the crossroads. I don't got Twitter. He's got Twitter. He don't got like Snap like I use Snap mostly.
Eventually, we're going to have a Northwest and Chill social for all around, and we'll both run that together. We'll be able to do that. But for now, I wanted to keep it so we can grow the brand this way. But yeah, like I said, find us on our website, find us on social. And every Wednesday, we come push an episode out, the good, bad, and the ugly one. So be prepared.
Hey, thank you guys. Hopefully you gain some more fun followers. If you guys want to have a good time and stay up to date with some news and some combat sports and pressing topic, man, you guys came to the right place. Northwest and Chill, right?
That's right, Northwest and Chill. All right, see you guys next week. Woo. Out.